the Sonic series. No matter what anyone can say or do, this is my favorite video game series of all time. I can find at least one thing to love in every game in the series that I've played, ranging from Sonic and the Secret Rings to Black Knight to even Sonic 06. I'm dead serious. The most redeeming factor in a lot of the Sonic games are the boss battles, which is the topic of today's countdown. I'll be counting down my top 15 favorites. I'll also be making history as the first vocal Sonic bosses countdown. Requirements: only bosses that I've faced, final bosses are acceptable, and I'm judging them on how fun they were, not just their wow factor. With that said, let's do it to it!
Hey! That's my line!
Whatever, here's my top 15 Sonic bosses. Enjoy! The Egg Viper battle from Sonic Adventure. It was a staple in the series as the first final battle between Sonic and Eggman in 3D! It starts off with Eggman blasting you, saying over and over and over again. Eventually, he'll leave himself open to attack while taunting you. Pwn him! He will then move his cockpit backward to the other platform where you must homing attack those 3 energy cells and then pwnage! The camera will change direction and then just rinse and repeat. But this time, before he reveals his weakness, he will launch another trick. One giant energy blast that leaves an explosion. Like I said, just rinse and repeat your attack process. But after he takes enough damage, he'll pull out all the stops and do this. He'll destroy the second platform. That's when the fight becomes up close and personal, where he breaks the platform you're standing on and throws spinning tops at you. Jump on top of the spinning tops, ride it back, and then hit him again. You'll have to do this a second time if you want to finish the fight, but be warned, because he could come up from either side. Jump, ride the tops again, but be careful, and after you launch the final hit, boom! However, the fight's not over just yet. Keep your eye on Robotnik, as he will try to drive his ship into you. Just simply dodge it, and it's over.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time! Let's do this!
The Bio-Lizard from Sonic Adventure 2 has been claimed by many to be the hardest boss in the series. I disagree. I'm not saying I haven't died on it a couple of times before, but it isn't really that hard. The fight starts with Shadow skating away from his mouth, but if you go too far, he'll have to deal with his tail. When he stops attacking, he'll leave his mouth open and his beak spot, get on his pipe, and homing attack the red cell on his back. The process starts over again, but this time, he blasts Shadow Balls at you. Last time I checked, this was a Sonic game, not Pokemon. You can dodge it by either somersaulting or jumping accordingly. Seems easy enough, right? Wrong! Really, it's harder than you think. After you damage him enough, he'll stop with a skate pipe and then launch giant pink balls at you, which you have to homing attack off of if you want to make it to the energy cell again. For the final hit, he'll pull the pink balls again, but this time with a slight twist. Instead of homing attacking off of them, you have to dodge them while floating in midair. If you have rings, it'll be kinda simple. If you don't, you're screwed, but just don't die. After you launch that final hit, it's over.
Get out, you ugly prototype!
That's right, the Doomsday Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I'm surprised this fight isn't talked about more often, considering it's the first time where you need all 7 Chaos Emeralds for the final boss. This battle started a trend in the series that has been in practically every 3D game except for Sonic Colors. The battle starts with you as Super Sonic, collecting rings and blasting through asteroids while dodging missiles. The missiles don't hurt you, but they'll slow you down, which will cause you to lose time, which causes you to lose rings. Eventually you'll catch up to Eggman's ship, and that's when things get serious. You have to divert the missiles into Eggman's ship. Yeah, that old trick. After he takes enough damage, he'll break away from the spaceship and then go into his knockoff Death Egg carrying the Master Emerald. All you have to do is ram into him a few times, grab the Master Emerald, and you are victorious! Like I said before, this battle started a trend in the series. And also, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my favorite Genesis-era Sonic game. I'm not making this up. I actually never beat this boss until I got Sonic Classic Collection for the DS. But when I did, I felt just oh so proud.
Let's do this!
You saw the subtitle right, folks. I'm putting both Metal Sonic fights on this list because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. Both of them have their pros and cons, so let's go over them. Generations had this awesome cutscene. The original was much harder, considering it was only a foot race and not actually a fight. You have to race Metal Sonic, but it's harder than you'd think, considering there's spikes in the way, and he can ram you with his energy field. I do love this race, and like I said, I was hard. So, after you cross the finish line, Eggman blows himself up, and the only downside to this is that you rescued Amy in this fight. Generations fight is actually a fight this time where you have to dodge Metal Sonic's attacks as usual, and then just spin into him simply. Do that a few times, and Falcon Kick to the face!
Let's do this! Can you feel life moving through your mind? Ooh, looks like it came back for more! Yeah! Can you feel time slipping down your spine?
Come on, you knew this would be somewhere on the list. The final boss of Sonic Adventure 2. You thought the Bio-Lizard was finished after Shadow beat him, but he fused himself to Space Colony Arc and is going to ram into planet Earth. Super Sonic and Shadow have to stop him by flying to his weak points to take him down. You all have to switch between them so you don't run out of rings. Sounds easy enough, right? Not so much, because you've only got 5 minutes to do it. Some people complain about this fight's controls, but I had none. This fight was also adapted in Sonic X, where it was 2 times awesomer. Sonic and Shadow power up DBZ style, blast the final hazard with chaos control, and what's done is done.
I must destroy all the evil the Professor has created. Let's do this!
Another spot you all probably saw coming, Dargaia from Sonic Unleashed. This is, and I'm not exaggerating, the longest final boss in Sonic history. The fight starts with the Gaia Colossus dodging flaming rocks and blocking unavoidable laser beams on a collision course with Dargaia, where once you get there, perform a quick time event to pwn him. In the face! After that, the Gaia will grab the Gaia Colossus, where it's Sonic's turn to get in on the action. You have to go through a series of mini races, and when you get to the end, perform another quick time event, and just watch. Do that 3 times, and that's when things get serious. Dog Gaia will undergo the most grotesque transformation in a Sonic game. When I say grotesque, just watch it. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, now that that's over, it's Sonic's turn to transform. Super Sonic, baby. So Super Sonic charges at Dog Gaia and has to bust his shield by killing those tentacle snake things. After that, the longest quick time event ever takes place. There's a quick 6 to save Chip after he gets grabbed by Gaia again, and this spot would have been higher if not for this, where you have to press the X button for the 360 version 60 times. 60 freaking times! If that doesn't kill you, Chip Falcon punches Dog Gaia and Sonic goes in for the kill.
Enough of this! Sonic, Tails, Knuckles! Time to meet your maker! I'll show you what real evil is!
That's right, the Egg Emperor from Sonic Heroes. I like this fight for a number of reasons. One of them is nostalgia, considering Sonic Heroes was the first 3D Sonic game I ever played. Now about the battle, you chase down Eggman while he launches energy waves at you, and I suggest do whatever you can to level your team up. After, Eggman will stop in the middle of, I don't know what kind of field that is, and that's where you have to let loose, but watch out for his shield. I personally suggest using fly formation, but make sure that all the characters in your party are at least at level 2. Then, you can use Team Blast when necessary, or if you just want that extra kick. After you bust into his obvious weak spot in the chest a few more times, all is over.
Impossible! No! All right! The 3 of us are unstoppable! Let's do this!
I'll bet nobody saw this coming. The fight between Sonic and Blaze from Sonic Rush. It seemed just like the battle with Knuckles from Sonic and Knuckles. But this one, I like a little bit better. Mostly because it's an actual boss and not just a mini-boss. This is pathetically basic. Find any opening you can and just pound away. But Blaze won't go down that easy. Once enough damage is dealt, she'll pull this trick and throw pillars of fire at you. Luckily, that is pretty easy to dodge, but if you don't have any rings, I can't guarantee your safety. Once Blaze's health is down to just 1 bar, this will happen. There's another DBZ style power-up, and wham! Sonic and Blaze will collide, and where have I seen this before?
Let's do this!
Behold my ultimate power.
For all of you who thought the Bio Lizard was hard, you've never fought this guy before. Yes, he's hard, but he's still a lot of fun. Sonic and Shadow, I mean Lancelot, are fighting each other with swords. And he'll pull all of Shadow's old tricks from Chaos Spear to Chaos Blast. Your best bet would be to dodge, block, and use Soul Surge. However, flailing the Wii Remote will probably work, but it won't get you 5 stars. When I said this guy is hard, I'm not kidding. The first fight with him in the game is pathetically easy, but when you fight him after beating the game, he is near impossible. However, hard or not, I still enjoy this guy. And there's one thing I forgot to mention, the sword clashes. These can happen at any time where you have to swing the Wii Remote at the right time, and if you do that, you can win.
I was the ultimate knight.
Let's do this!
And here we have the second tie between the original and Generations. No, I'm not kidding, I like the original Egg Dragoon fight in Unleashed too, but we'll get to that later. In Generations, you chase after the Egg Dragoon and have to attack it according to where you want. In Sonic Unleashed, you play as Werehog Sonic and have to dodge all of the Egg Dragoon's various attacks, which is easier than it looks. Eventually, he'll expose his weak points, and you just wail away at it. When he takes enough damage, he'll have to perform a quick time event. Yes, more quick time events. The first time, you just deal some extra damage to him. The second time, as shown in the clip, well, you give Eggman a real run for his money, and you can't even run that fast. As to why I like the Unleashed fight, well, it's the best fight you play as Werehog Sonic. It's also the only time Werehog Sonic fights Eggman in the entire game. So anyway, back to Generations. After you deal the Egg Dragoon enough damage, the perspective will change sideways, where you have to dodge his Ice Blast from his tail, which is a lot harder than it looks. Finally, you homing attack him in his Dragoon Balls a few more times. Then the perspective will change from a chase fight to a chase fight in mid-air. Hold down a button to skydive, and then we have to homing attack him in his Dragoon Balls again. Do this 1 or 2 more times, depending on how much damage you dealt prior to this happening, and you'll win. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Number 5 is Silver the Hedgehog.
It's no use!
No, not that awful fight from Sonic 06. I'm talking about this fight with Silver the Hedgehog. Heck yeah! The fight with Silver from Sonic Generations is 2,000 times better than the one in Sonic 06. Putting the whole control thing aside for a while, just look at this. You start off by chasing Silver at high speeds, finally, and then you have to homing attack the projectiles he's about to throw at you, and pwn him. However, Silver has more than a few more tricks to pull out. For one, he will combine scrap cars and try to ram them into you, in which you have to jump up to dodge them, run to Silver, and then hit him with a homing attack again. Also, it's probably worth noting that if you run into stuff, it increases your boost gauge, and this is my personal favorite of Silver's move, the Psychic Knife. After you hit Silver enough times, he'll pull out all the stops and do this. He jumbles a whole bunch of junk together and throws them at you in a move he calls the Meteor Smash, which you have to run away from it, duh, and then get close enough to him for the final blow. And Silver will crumble under his own weight. Literally.
Let's do this!
Come on, you can't tell me you didn't know this was gonna be on here. The time meter from Sonic Generations. All in all, the fight is pretty simple and basic. Chase after it, ram it into its core, while dodging its attack. Okay, now that I think about it, I kind of retract what I said about it being simple. It's actually harder than you'd think. After you deal it enough damage, it'll pull some new tricks besides just the warping arm, the homing shot, and the giant laser. One thing it'll do way too often is switches perspectives from 3D to 2D, in which you have to push a button to switch from modern Sonic to classic Sonic. If only they could do that in the regular levels too. I personally like the 3D sections better, but the main pro for 2D is that it's a whole lot easier to gather wings. Next off, it'll rip off Shadow's Chaos Control and slow down time. Once you deal it enough damage, it'll try to finish off both Sonic with a giant fireball, in which modern and classic Sonic have to team up to blast through it. Once that's done, well, Eggman loses again, for the umpteenth time. I might get a lot of questions for this one, but it's true. I like the Nega Wisp Armor battle in colors more than Time Meter in Sonic Generations. Eggman uses the power of 4 of the Wisp to power that thing, and you have to chase it down and homing attack it non-stop. And after you're done homing attacking, you can boost into him for some extra damage. Okay, let me rephrase that last statement. He uses the power of all the Wisps, but the only attacks he uses are from 4 of them. He will launch spike balls at you, use cubes for you to run into, and he will shoot lasers at you at the same time. And they're kinda hard to dodge. Once enough damage is dealt, the wisps will come out of the machine, and, well, they don't do anything until the final blow. Wait, why does that sound so familiar?
Yes! Let our powers combine! Earth! Fire! Wind! Heart!
Your powers combined. I am Captain Planet!
Go,
Okay, did Sega steal that, or is it just a coincidence? Either way, the final color blaster is awesome, and so is the final battle with Eggman. For the first time, you're not supersonic, and this was the perfect way for Sonic to make a comeback. Keep going strong, Sega.
Let's do this!
Now it's serious. After being revealed to be the real villain in Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic transforms, and, well, he wants revenge. Now that Metal's a giant robotic monster, he thinks he can beat Sonic. But, well, let's just test that theory, shall we? He'll blast crystals at you, where you have to use Sonic to blast through them. And he will also shoot spines at you where you switch the fly formation and use Thunder Shoot. Next, he will throw battleships at you, freaking battleships where you have to use power formation. He will even use chaos control to stop time, which you can't counter at all. So the lowdown is, counter all the attacks you can with the formations I just described, and build up your Team Blast gauge, then blast away, because that's the only way to damage him. Like I said before, Heroes was my first Sonic game, so why is Metal Sonic not my number one? What can beat him? We're about to find out. But first, let's do a little recap.
Yeah! We did it!
Phew, that was pretty tough. Too bad it's all over. For you!
Number 15, the Egg Viper. Number 14, the Bio Lizard. Number 13, the Doomsday Zone. Number 12, Metal Sonic. Number 11, the Final Hazard. Number 10, Dark Gaia. Number 9, Egg Emperor. Number 8, Sonic vs. Blaze. Number 7, Lancelot Returns. Number 6, the Egg Dragoon. Number 5, Silver. Number 4, the Time Eater. Number 3, the Nega Wisp Bomber. And number 2, the Metal Overlord.
Time to scramble some Eggman, supersonic style!
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You know, what can I say? I die hard. You actually saved me, you know.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake. So, there's more to you than just looking like me. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see. But you know, I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
You saw it here, folks. My favorite fight in the Sonic series are both the final battles with Sonic and Shadow.
Alright, Shadow. Time for me to finish this.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos.
I guarantee nobody saw this coming. My number one battle is a tie. In the original, Sonic and Shadow basically try to pwn each other by any means necessary, and Shadow will launch Chaos Spear if you fall too far behind. he also leaves himself wide open. I know you can't play this fight as Shadow vs Sonic, but I prefer playing as Sonic, he's my favorite character. Now in Generations, it's a whole different story. This battle is more of a race, but when it goes this fast, who cares? Now the point is to catch the energy core at the end. Think Sonic Heroes. You have to get a set number, either 2 or 3 in hard mode. While at the same time, you still have to attack each other. You can either homing attack or run into Shadow with the boost, and Shadow will launch Chaos Spear if you fall too far behind, just like last time. This is where things get interesting, because when Shadow collects a set number of energy cores, then this will happen. He'll power up and his Chaos Spear goes into overdrive. This attack is pathetically easy to dodge. Seriously, Sega, couldn't you have done better? Oh well, at least the thought was good. Also, the music changes to Shadow's theme from Sonic 06. When Sonic gets a set number of energy cores, well, watch out. Sonic's boost gets a maximum upgrade, and Live and Learn plays while you run into meteors to slow Shadow down, and after that, just get close enough to him, and he is straight up finished. Just like the final hazard, this fight was also adapted in Sonic X, and, well, they failed. Generations picked up where the original left the mark, and where Sonic X failed again. Also, this fight was the inspiration for my first AMV, so without it, I probably wouldn't even be making this countdown. It truly deserves the #1 spot as my favorite boss in the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
I am the ultimate light.
I'm the Lightspeed Super Saiyan, and until next time.
Game over, Shadow.
I